Hey, what's happening? This is Tom, NerdRemix.com. I got a movie for you today. I've been waiting for this one for a while. The guys at Jab Pictures, the guy at Jab Pictures, Jason Hoover, sent me The Collective Volume 6. Now, if you're not familiar with this series, it's a collection of short films, 10 of them, all with the same theme and all about 10 minutes long. And it's really churned out over the past 5 volumes. Some really cool stuff. One of them even won a Rondo Award a few years back. And it really helps get some indie filmmakers out there, and get their stuff out to the fans where it should be, and get them some support so they can, build their resume and start making movies that we all enjoy. So, very good idea, and Jab Pictures and Jason Hoover should be commended and, hoisted on our shoulders as heroes or some shit like that for doing The Collective. And like I said, this is Volume 6, so they must be having some success with it. They roll it out at Days of the Dead every year, and while they don't invite small press like NerdRemix.com, we would go, by the way, if invited. And the thing we did with the birthday celebration a few years back would look like child's play if we got invited to one of these and arrangements were made. But anyway, I digress. Days of the Dead is where they usually premiere this, and you can pick up copies at jabpictures.com. Now, let's go into the first one. Consequence Pictures presents Speeches, directed by Kyle Beatty. And it's about a guy named Brian whose girlfriend died, and he has to give a speech about, I'm thinking, drinking and driving. And this guy's kind of a community service. He's haunted by his girlfriend's death, and it's kind of an artsy short. He has visions of his dead girlfriend, and the guy's played by Brian, by the way, is played by Evan Meacham, and it's very atmospheric and sparse. The ending I didn't quite get, but maybe you will. It's kind of a creepy, kind of a weird, vibey movie. Kind of reminded me of Carnival of Souls in a way. So very cool there to start out with. And next up, we have a short written and directed by Jared First called Edible Love, which opens with a very cruel donkey punch, if you know what I'm talking about. And it's bad audio at the beginning. A woman giving a dialogue, giving a monologue, kind of talking to a person off camera. It kind of picks up a little bit, clarifies a little bit. You hear a dog barking in the background, stuff like that. But she's basically talking about the pain inflicted on her through her life by her dad, her brother, and everything else. There's a brutal fat guy rape and brother with knife, torture kind of thing. Kat Lakohi is the woman that plays this woman in this movie and this short, and kind of creepy, kind of violent, and kind of disturbing in a cool way. Moving right along, we go to Mostly Harmless Pictures, Play Me. Now, this was written and directed by Brian Williams, and it opens with a very, very attractive girl named Ellie Church. I've met her before at Horror Hunt Columbus. Really briefly, somebody introduced me to her. I don't think we talked. But anyway, an amazing ass as she's sleeping, and there's an ominous DVD shows up in the mail of somebody in the house who is actually watching her and filming her. He basically kind of fondles her up, feels her up as she's sleeping, and then it runs into a color sequence where the guy has kidnapped her and he tortures her. There's some really cool stuff. There's the switch to color really adds to the creepiness. There's some cheese grater mayhem. There's a lot of blood. There's vomit and blood. Eyeball fun that would make Lucio Fulci proud, basically. And apparently Ellie Church did the effects in this, which she did an amazing job. The eyeball gouge is really cool, and Brian Williams is also in this. Like I said, it opens with black and white and then switches to color to very cool effect. And Ellie Church, man, how hot is this girl? Seriously, this girl is really hot. I was like, wow, this girl is really hot. And usually it doesn't translate well in person and screen. I remember her being hot in person. Wow, she's really hot and pretty talented, even for the lack of dialogue here. Kind of, some people come across as cheesy when they're trying to play scared and in pain. She does it well, and this is an amazing fucking short, very well done, and one of the best in this collection. So definitely going to be on the lookout for the next stuff by Brian Williams or whatever he's done in the past. It's the first I've heard of him, and I'm definitely going to check out more of his work. And damn, how hot is Ellie Church? Seriously, I mean, I'm an atheist. I'd worship at that church. That's all I'm saying, dude. So anyway, next film up. I got to change my notes here. There's 10 shorts here. I took copious notes. Copious, that's a big word. Anyway, next up is Jeremy Cruz, who brings us Insomniac. This is a grainy black and white of a woman named Danielle Inks, an attractive woman, walking around in the city, apparently a murderer. And, hey, I can't sleep, might as well choke a bitch. She chokes a few, and there's no dialogue in this one either, and it really makes an impact because it's kind of a stark, bracing, cold film, and it really comes off cool. The ending is kind of something I didn't see coming. I won't give it away. Very noirish, very cool, and very gut punch, visceral impact of this movie. And 2 hits right in a row with Brian Williams with Play Me and Insomniac. And then we go into Hoover, Jason Hoover, man. Jab Pictures, I Am No One. Very cool. I mean, Hoover can do something with nothing, and this is another example of it. He basically meets a guy named Charles Lake. He comes off as a true story. A voyeur porn addict, peeping Tom sketchy fuck, who may or may not be a serial killer, and he's in a Slayer hoodie, so he can't be all that bad. Now, it's kind of a documentary, mockumentary style. It's kind of chilling in the matter-of-factness that he talks about his crimes and stuff, and it's kind of a weird, albeit humorless, take on a theme explored in Behind the Mask, the Leslie Vernon movie. Very cool stuff. I don't know if Hoover's the guy behind the camera, supposed to be the filmmaker, but I was buying it. I was buying the fact that Hoover might have been the filmmaker until the end, because I think Hoover would have shot the dead fat guy in the tub. Hoover would have got in the tub to shoot the fat dead guy with the fat dead guy, which is, the kind of ballsy type of dude that he is. And this is a really cool film. Again, like I said, chilling in its matter-of-factness, and very well done. Again, Hoover doing something really cool with some subtitles and one actor and limited sets, and just knocking you in the face with it, which is what he's done in the past on the Collective, and does it again here. He gets better every time out. Next time up is Quattro Venti Scott. Yes, Cameron Scott. He of Postmortem America, the Chinese Democracy Guns N' Roses record of the indie horror world. That's all I'm going to say on that. No, I love you, Cam. Anyway, Security Violation. It opens with Cam's awesome mutton chop sideburns while he's in bed in sexy flannel pants, and he's accosted by a masked couple. He's questioned, beaten with a hammer, and then he gets rolled up like a microwave burrito in some plastic. So, kudos to Cam for directing this and also starring in it while wrapped up like a microwave burrito in plastic. And some very cool stuff when they beat his head in. You can see what's inside Cam's head. It's not what you imagined. Yes, exactly. Kind of a weird home invasion type of thing. I enjoyed it. It probably would have made more of an impact had it been a longer film. You could have fleshed out the story more. You could have gotten the reasons why. But very cool masks, very cool scenario, and very cool film. Kind of makes it another knockout punch here. So kudos. Anyway, we move on to Spiral Filmworks, and you basically have a girl bound to a cross, and a preacher preaching over her who kind of looks like, reminded me of maybe Bill Moseley with Lane Staley hair, if you can do that. He sings the Nickelback version of Amazing Grace, basically chokes her a little bit, and the wall is covered with religious scribbles, and he does the old strange Pulp Fiction scripture, and I didn't really get it, but it was cool. I wish it would have had more of an ending. So, there's that. And, I don't know. Like I said, it kind of left me unnerved, but I didn't really get it. So, moving on. Well Hung Pictures Trepidation. VHS quality of a couple moving in together, and there's noises in the basement. Someone's messing with this dude's VHS collection, and the girl has a fear of the basement also. It kind of goes back and forth with them hearing noises in the basement, him checking them out, kind of freaking her out, and things like that. And then the ending comes, and I'm like, huh? Cool film, not really scary. Kind of a tongue-in-cheek type of thing. And kind of, I like the campy factor of the VHS quality, the graininess, but I wish it would have been a monster in the basement or something. But anyway, we'll move on next to Liberty of Death Productions, Mercy. James Mann, the director, he gets carjacked by a guy. He kidnaps him and buries him in a hole in the ground in a box, and shades of Ryan Reynolds, but kind of a weird, brutal, matter of fact, again, type of film. Very good performances by the actors, and cool way that they kind of wrapped this around. I kind of liked it, and the ending is something again that you're not going to see coming, and nice little 10-minute short. I enjoyed it, and we wrap it up with an amazing short, Skeleton by Graphic 13s. It was written and directed by Eric Schneider. It's black and white. You get to see this dad after he beats his daughter, and the prick dad ends up getting his, along with anybody who messes with this creepy kid and her guardian angel, so to speak. It's a creepy movie, brilliant, awesome. You have to see it to fully enjoy it. I can't tell you how cool it is without you actually seeing it. It comes off as a cool Twilight Zone hitchhiker Tales from the Crypt episode, and really uses it. This is something I'm going to talk about at the end of this review. You don't even really realize that it's in black and white. The story is so good, it moves along so well, and the film is so brilliantly done. So definitely this is the best of this collection, and the best in the collective for a while. This movie, I really enjoyed it, and I really liked it. It's a brilliant film. Awesome stuff. Very cool violence, very cool story, very well done, very well acted, and very well shot. I give it like if this was a standalone film, I'd easily give it a 10 out of 10. So let me go along with that. Now, some notes for the filmmakers. If you're going to put a film in the Collective 7, and the Collective 6 had some familiar faces, some not so familiar faces, some new kids on the block. Here's my suggestions, not necessarily rules, if you're doing a short for the next volume of the Collective, and I hope there's going to be a next volume. I haven't heard if there isn't, so that's encouraging news. Number one, black and white. It was cool in some of these, and like one of the better shorts in this, Play Me, it was used to great effect in that it switched to color. But unless you're shooting a noir, unless you're shooting a period piece, leave black and white alone for a while, guys. Just because you're doing a short doesn't mean you have to, do it in black and white. Like I said, if it's integral to the story, if you're shooting a noir, if you're using it as a turning point in the story and then switching to color like was done here to great effect, or if the story's so good you don't notice it's in black and white, feel free to use it. If you don't, then give it a rest, man. It just comes off as pretentious. Number two, the no dialogue thing. It works well in some movies, some films it doesn't. The subject matter really pertains to that, and you have to have really great actors and really great cinematography for it to really make that that punch that it would if it had dialogue. So you're just coming off as artsy if you just do it without dialogue, just to be doing it without dialogue. So let's not have silence for the sake of silence. If it works for the story, which it did in most of the cases here, then go ahead and do it. If not, and that's kind of becoming trendy, just like the black and white thing with short films, so I kind of give that a rest too. And three, if you really want a good review from somebody like me, cast Ellie Church. Why not? Seriously, have you seen how hot this girl is? And it seems that she can act too, so 1-2 punch. Everybody should cast her. She should be in every short film that I review and every feature that I review, because you would get a good review, because like I said, I'm an atheist, but I worship at that church. Anyway, Ellie Church, yeah, cast her. So, Collective Volume 6 as a whole, let's wrap it up. Jason Hoover, you are to be commended again for helping out the indie horror craze, or the horror genre, or the horror community, by letting these filmmakers get their stuff out in a short, combination punch collective like the Collective. So definitely enjoyed this one, and I've enjoyed the series, and kudos to you, Jason. Before your head gets too big, you're still making cool movies, but don't get too arrogant, you know what I'm saying, and don't price these out of the reach. But anyway, you're doing good stuff. Keep it up. Definitely going to give the Collective Volume 6 an 8.5 out of 10. It's hit and miss like most of the collections, but the hits really hit and the misses aren't all that bad. So 8 out of 10 for the Collective Volume 6. I'm Tom, NerdRemix.com. Support independent cinema like Jason and Jab Pictures are doing. Go to JabPictures.com and buy a copy. Buy the whole goddamn series. And, support some independent cinema and enjoy some chilling shit while you're at it. 8.5 out of 10. I'm Tom, NerdRemix.com. Thanks.